positives the other night. Darwin obviously looked pretty lively as well. Just wonder, the fact that he's getting into good positions, the fact that he's getting chances, was that down to the work that he's been doing? Was it down to the change in formation? And on that change in formation, is that something you're likely to persist with as well?
Wow. Yeah, it was down to his movement and down to the movement of the boys around, I think. But one of the things he showed so far in all the games he played, that he brings himself quite frequently in good finishing positions, which is actually the most important thing for a striker. And that's why everybody should be, or could be, very optimistic about what's coming from him in the future. And so that was absolutely good. What was the last part? You have three. You always three questions.
Just two.
Two, okay.
It was just the change in formation as well. Is that something you're thinking you found a way to move forward now? Is this the plan for the future?
No, the thing is, for us, it's much more important that we become unpredictable again, and we need different systems for that as well. And so this is not the only system we can play. This was now a 4-4-2. That's always when you name systems, it's a 4-3-3 or it's a 5-4-5-1. So it's a 4-4-2 or a 4-2-3-1. Maybe don't want to make it more complicated than it is, but there are obviously different systems for us available, and we have to choose from now on which one is the best for the next opponent, and or the best for us in the moment. And yeah, but how I said, we have to be more unpredictable, definitely.
We spoke to Virgil after the game as well, and he was talking about player welfare, kind of in relation to the criticism that Trent had received. And he said, I think that if the players from 10, 20 years ago were under the microscope that we are at the moment, there would also be a lot of players struggling. You try to shut it out, but other people call you and say, are you all right? And you think, why? It will always come to you. We have to deal with it, but it's not easy. Let's put it that way. With that in mind, was there any consideration given to taking Trent out of the firing line, giving him a break, just to get away from things?
I think I didn't hear that from Perch, but it sounds for me like more like a general thing. If we would have the criticism for like 20 years ago, or social media active 20 years ago, life of all the guys would have been completely different. Going out and stuff like this after a game, these kind of things would have been slightly different or more difficult at least. But that's clear. But nobody wants to go back 20 years. Yes, that's one of the challenges we face, and not Trent now. That's one of the challenges the boys especially face, because in good moments, the boys are probably guilty as well to like what everybody writes, and it's not important, to be honest. But in bad moments, when you don't like it, it's not important as well. But that's obviously something you have to learn over years. Trent is pretty good at that, pretty early. By the way, his birthday today, so 24 now. Wow. No, didn't think about that.
Sing song for Trent to training later though.
Yes.
Last season, he scored 8 goals across 4 games with Arsenal and didn't concede. 4 against them at Anfield obviously came after yourself and Mikel had a few words on the touchline as well. I remember you talking about that last season, how it sparked you guys on that occasion as well. But how much of a different proposition do you feel Arsenal are? Because it seems that Mikel has been given a bit of time. He was under pressure at one point, and they now effectively the real deal in terms of the title race this season.
Yeah. So I all my respect. Wow. Really, really good job. So it's like this, when you need some time, nobody wants to give you time. And maybe not all of us deserve time, because it's you still have to be good to use the time, and that was Mikel obviously did. I have to say, really, lots of respect for it. They had a lot of talent already in the last 3 years. I think Martinelli, everybody, I was very early excited about him, and he became exactly the player I expected he will be. Martin Odegaard. I spoke to him when he was 15 from Norway. And the whole world wanted him. He decided for Real Madrid. But I remember, as it would have been yesterday, that we sat on a table with his dad, and we were all so excited. And then there came a few difficult years, which is normal when you're that much in the spotlight. So he became the player everybody expected him to be that time. Saka, I think from first day that since he's playing, it's incredible. And Gabriel Jesus, if anybody knew how good he could be, not in a Man City shirt, in a fixed role, fixed number 9, number 1 in the lineup, if you want, the fixed number 9 in the lineup. Then it was Mikel, because we worked together with him. Same with Sinichenko, so great things. Brought Xhaka back on track. Thomas Partey, everybody knew how good he is when he was at Atletico. So, and then the last line is now really well settled. They found a way how they want to defend, and that's it. And then last night, obviously, they played a different lineup, but still lots of quality. So it's a young team, very exciting team, and doing really well. And they are in the position they are, well deserved. So, but now we go there, and obviously we don't think about the games we played against them because it makes not too much sense. But so we will try, to cause them problems. I think that makes sense, huh? And so I'm looking forward to it.
Isaac?
Yeah, just moving on from that. A lot of people were maybe a little bit surprised when Gabriel Jesus was allowed to go from Manchester City, a big club, to a rival big club. But what have you made of the blossoming of him since he's gone from that one to the other and really started throwing goals in all over the place now?
Oh, I don't know Gabriel is on a personal basis, but I always liked him as a player. So it's just I don't think City. Well, I know City wouldn't have sold him to every club, but it was Arsenal. Obviously, it was far off. The distance was big enough. It was like geographically, and then they did it. And for Gabriel, exceptional player, you always saw that when he played for City. But it's like this: when you're a player, the Gabriel Jesus role at City, I think it was a 9, a winger, and these kind of things. Even was it last year when everybody said City has no number 9? I was still there. So it's everything. It's like it's different. But he played more often from the wing, obviously, and now he can play his role. And was the third goal last night? What did it win? 3-0, 4-0? I'm not sure when I switched off. 3-0. Yeah. But was a nice setup. So he's flying in the moment, huh? So full of confidence. That's what confidence does to top quality, to top class players. And if you not play against them, then it's easy to enjoy what he's doing in the moment. Now it's our opponent for the weekend, so we have to make sure that he will stop flying for a weekend.
In terms of injury news at the moment, are you likely to have any back in Andy Robertson contention this weekend?
Curtis Jones was in training yesterday. He looked good, but that's not the first session, so he's then probably the closest. Nothing new about so a good way. They do all of big sessions, but Naby and Ox still a little bit away. They have one new injury. It's Arthur Melo in the last session before the Rangers game. In a normal situation, he just injured a muscle. We have to wait for further assessment to know exactly how long it will be, but he's out. Nobody else. Robert running along, looks like he's close. Probably Kurt is now the closest, then Robbo, and then the other two, step by step.
Yeah, I think you touched on confidence, what it does to top players just a few moments ago. The body language felt different on Tuesday from the players. The crowd felt different, certainly, watching the performance. Do you feel the players now aren't far off from their best levels that we've seen?
Not sure, what can I say about that? It's now we had this conversation a couple of times. We won against Bournemouth 9-0, and everybody, I think body language was pretty good that day, wasn't it? So that's how it is. We have to I said before the game, when you spot a problem as human beings and you think about it and you have a solution, then you want the solution instantly clicking. That's just the solution immediately. So and we are still in progress. It's like work in progress to find a way out there. That's how it is. So you cannot now say, okay, now we are back. Oh, we are back again in a dark place, and now we are back again here. We need consistency. For consistency, we need to defend the rubbish out of everybody, pretty much. Let me say it like this: we have to, and that's what we have to do. And I'm not interested now in this short-term diagnosis. Oh, that was good, that was bad, that was good, that was bad. No, we have to be good until we are outstanding. So that's what we have to be. And from here, go and go and go, improve. And I know Arsenal, Rangers away, which is obviously a different game, a really different game to the home game as well. And then Man City, yeah, what can I say? Yes, we are through the tunnel and I can see the light or whatever. I'm very positive. I'm very optimistic. These players are outstanding still, but we have to perform, and that's what we're in. And that the body language was good, I saw as well, but it has to be good, and other things have to be really, really good as well on Sunday.